Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse, today, Monday, February 24th, 2025. There's a lot going on. Now, on Friday, there was a case filed by the City of New York versus the Trump administration, actually just versus Trump et al., about money paid to the city. It was from FEMA, and it was apparently used for the Roosevelt Hotel on 46th Street. Now, the federal government jumped into the bank account and took the money back, and now Eric Adams has sued, which is also viewed as a sort of a he's not controlled by the Trump administration. Look, he's suing for the money. So we're following that case. It was wheeled out to Judge Reardon, and we're all over it. There was also a decision on Friday by Judge Vargas here in the DOGE Treasury case, basically continuing an injunction on DOGE from accessing certain Treasury Department information. See how if they're going to take it to the Second Circuit, what they're going to do. Who knows? On the Eric Adams beat, case is not dismissed. Judge Ho has appointed as an amicus Paul Clement of Supreme Court fame to advise him, and so it goes. We're going to continue on. Now, on the political front, opponents are angling. Adrienne Adams, the president of the City Council, went to speak at Abyssinian Baptist Church, but was apparently not allowed to speak. She thought she would speak. It was on her schedule. Now, this was said because she hadn't spoken to the pastor. Who spoke to the pastor? Andrew Cuomo. Who's endorsed Andrew Cuomo? Richie Torres. So, we'll see. Will we have a new project? Because there has been some Cuomo litigation in SDNY that we've been covering. We'll just have to see how we play that one. The Diddy docket. In the Diddy docket, motion to suppress filed over the weekend for trying to suppress all of the information taken in LA, Miami, iCloud. On what basis? That the warrants didn't disclose some exculpatory information about victim one. So there's that. There was also, when we wrote this story this morning, actually, Tony Buzbee, who's filed a number of the civil cases against Sean Combs, was turned down for admission to the court by the grievance committee chaired by Judge Fela. He's now had to include the order in his application to be pro hac vice in one of his many cases against Marriott and Sean Combs before Judge Viscoso, and it hasn't been ruled on yet, so we're all over that one. We're heading in now to cover day 3 of U.S. versus Charlie Javice. Charlie Javice, fintech fraudster, question mark. Capital One, JP Morgan Chase, we're all over this one. And we're going to be covering that case, but there's something else we're going to have to cover, which is the dueling U.S. and European motions, or resolutions, as the case may be, in the UN General Assembly and UN Security Council. Now, we're, of course, not allowed to enter the UN. If we were, we'd probably be up there today. But Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General, is so corrupt that the moment you ask about his finances and his links to the China Energy Fund Committee, he has you roughed up and banned. That's the current status at the UN. So we're going to be covering that. We might have to shift from the Javis coverage elsewhere. You'll see. There's a bill proposed. I don't know where it's how much legs it has, but we wrote about it. It's by Senators Mike Lee and others, and Mike Rogers in the House, and it's called the Defund Act, and it basically would end the diplomatic immunity of UN officials. It has some other things, basically defunding, of course, but I think that the ending of the immunity would be half the battle, and I think that is something that probably, if some of these nominees are confirmed, I don't see why they can't end the immunity. And immunity is impunity. That's why they're allowed to ban the press, because they're not subject to the First Amendment. That's why they say that they're immune for having assisted in the October 7th attack, meaning that a court can't even consider it. That's why they killed people in Haiti with cholera and didn't pay a penny. So we're rooting for that act, and we're going to continue to act on it. Here we are, or at least that portion of the act. Inner City Press. We're at the SDNY, to be continued.